Hello, hi. My name is Raghavendran. I am an SAP basis HANA consultant with more than 3.5 years of experience, and I am a SAP certified professional, certified in SAP HANA, SAP S4 HANA conversion, and SAP S4 HANA implementation. So for the past 3.5 years, I am associated with many training programs, and I have mentored many of the resources in teaching SAP HANA and SAP S4 HANA conversion. I have handled many internal projects like Supran HANA migration and SAP S4 HANA conversion projects. So I am very happy and delighted to record a video for Partner Pro regarding these sessions on SAP S4 HANA conversion. So in this video we are going to see about steps involved in S4 HANA conversion and what and how it differs from existing ECC system. So this video is about giving an overview about all the session which I am going to handle in upcoming videos. So the first topic I would love to handle is basic SAP system architecture. So in this topic I would be explaining about the evolution of SAP system, how it evolved itself from an R3 system to ERP 6.0 and various versions of ERP 6.0, then from that to SAP S4 HANA system. So how the evolution is all about. Then what are the different components of SAP Business Suite system. So all this I would be taking up in the very first session, so that it would be good basic learning to all the fellow students who will be joining the sessions later. So next I would brief about the concept of upgrade and conversion, how upgrade is different from conversion, even though the conversion is also involved the part of upgrade, but exactly technically speaking conversion is not upgrade. So how upgrade and SAP S4 HANA conversion differs, what is the concept of upgrade and what is the concept of SAP conversion. So next I would explain about what is meant by S4 HANA system as a whole, and what and how it differs from existing ERP system, and what are the advantages of SAP S4 HANA system, and what is meant by SAP HANA as a database, how it can efficiently execute queries which is executed in S4 HANA on SAP HANA system. And I would also explain about SAP Fiori, since the major advantage of SAP S4 HANA system is it's completely a front-end Fiori based system. So it would be great if I start the session before I enter into the whole conversion process. So next I would explain about HANA, complete overview about HANA as a database, what are the features the HANA database has, and how it differs from existing traditional databases. So in this topic I would be explaining about HANA system and what are the current existing versions of HANA system, and how it can be installed and how it can be configured, and how the data are categorized like in memory, and how the data goes back to the data persistence, and all these I would be covering in SAP HANA overview session. And my next session will be on different deployment types of SAP S4 HANA and SAP Fiori, what and how SAP S4 HANA system can be deployed, whether it's on-prem or in cloud. If it's cloud, whether it's in case if it's cloud, whether it's a private cloud or an SAP cloud. All this information I would be briefing in this session. And also I will be briefing about the deployment options available for SAP Fiori, mainly on how SAP Fiori can be deployed in our SAP S4 HANA system. So whether it's an embedded implementation, or whether we have a central hub where a SAP Fiori gateway system is connected with the backend, which is nothing but SAP S/4HANA system. So I would briefly explain about these things in this session of different deployment options for SAP S/4HANA and SAP Fiori. So next I would be explaining about what are the basic differentiation about existing SAP business suite versus SAP S/4HANA system. How existing system is differentiated from SAP S/4HANA system. So in this session I will be explaining about how it is differentiated, how its benefit over current existing ERP system, and how it will benefit the business as a whole, and also how it will benefit the end users who access the SAP S/4HANA system. So I would be briefing about these things in this particular topic. So next is the approaches. What are different approaches we can handle when we are moving from our current SAP ERP system to SAP S/4HANA system? What different approaches we have? Whether we can go for greenfield implementation, or whether we go for SAP HANA conversion, or whether we can go for landscape transformation. So I will be briefing about all these in this session on different approaches on moving SAP ERP to SAP S/4HANA system. Next, I will be briefing about the prerequisites of S/4HANA conversion. What are all the main prerequisites of S/4HANA conversion? Like it may be the system requirements, what version of SAP system it should be, whether it should be an ABAP stack or a Java stack, whether the dual stack is supported or not, and whether the system should be in Unicode or non-Unicode system. All this information and general prerequisites of any system which is about to get converted to SAP S/4HANA system. So all these prerequisites I will be briefing in this particular topic. Next, what are the different phases of SAP S/4HANA conversion? There are what phases is there? Then it's a prepare phase, then a realize phase. So I will be explaining what are all steps inside these phases. Next session I will be briefing about the steps involved in those two phases, where the system requirements and the maintenance planners, simplification item check, and custom code migration, and some execution, and cross and application specific post conversion activities. So these are the steps which is involved in each phase. I'll be explaining these steps in detail in the next upcoming sessions. So once I give the overview of all these steps, then I would deep into each and every step in detail. So first step would be a system requirement step, where I will be discussing about what is the general system requirement which is required to convert into SAP S/4HANA system. So system requirements like what should be the version of our current existing SAP ERP system, on which database it's, and which language it is, whether it's Unicode or non-Unicode, whether we have an embedded gateway system or we have a central hub, whether it's a dual stack system. All the system requirements are gathered here, and here we will decide with this system requirements whether it's feasible for us to convert into SAP S/4HANA system or not. So generally it will brief about all the system requirements which is required. So next, it's the second step, which is nothing but the maintenance planner. So here I would be explaining about what is maybe maintenance planner and what the purpose of maintenance planner. So how the system can connect with the maintenance planner, and what are all steps involved, whether what exactly needs to be done in our ECC system to push data to SLD, then how the data from SLD then it goes into maintenance planner. So I'll be explaining about the maintenance planner steps and how to generate the stack file using maintenance planner, and also what information or what will be the output which we will be getting in the maintenance planner as a part of SAP S/4HANA conversion. the outputs, like whether what components we have in our system, whether with the help of that component we can able to convert it to SAP S/4HANA system or not, and what add-ons we have, what type of industry solutions are we implemented in our current ERP system. All this information will be requiring, and we will come to know with the maintenance planner whether it's feasible for us to move to SAP S/4HANA or not. And next step would be the simplification item check. In the simplification item check is nothing but the changes which we would adapt to SAP S/4HANA system. So these all changes with the help of node implementation and with the help of TC implementation with our current ECC system, we would come to know all the simplification item. And according to the simplification item, we adapt our system for SAP S/4HANA system. So generally in this step we would come to know in brief what and all changes are required to be done in our ECC system. So next step is the custom code migration work list. In this session I will be explaining about custom code migration, how to implement the custom code checks in our system, whether implementation of ETC and simplification, how to import the simplification database, and how to extract the result. And once the result is generated, then with the help of Abapus we would correct all the custom codes in our system so that it can work efficiently in our SAP S/4HANA system. So all this information I would brief here in this particular step, custom code migration work list. Next is the main important step, which is nothing but some execution. So here is the real session stats. So how we can able to proceed with our SAP S/4HANA conversion. So once all these steps are completed, here I would explain about the various steps involved inside the sum tool, like execution, pre steps, execution, and post processing, and the completion. Each and every step, whether the database migration is involved or not, or it's whether only an SAP S/4HANA conversion, and how we can improve and speed up SAP S/4HANA conversion. So in this session I will be explaining the whole procedure of some execution. And next will be cross and application specific follow-on activities. Here once the conversion is completed, here we will be doing some application specific activities which to adapt to SAP S/4HANA. So once it's completed, then I would also be explaining about how to minimize the downtime of SAP S/4HANA conversion and what and all efficient ways which is available based on the SAP S/4HANA target version, like 1709 or 1809. So this is generally I would discuss about the downtime which is involved in SAP S/4HANA conversion and how to minimize it so that we can speed up the entire conversion process. And finally I would summarize the session with a demo video on some tool execution, how each and every step it differs, what and all information we need to give, and whether what software components are to be in our download directory, and what parameters should be configured in the sum tool and configurations. All this information I would be explaining in the form of video. So this comes to an end of all the sessions. So I would be having discussion on each and every session with the students so that they can come to know all the sessions in detail, and also I would be able to clear their doubts well in advance. So that's it. So this is what my complete overview about SAP S/4HANA conversion. Hope you like it. Hope to get back to you very soon. Thank you.